Good evening to all of you. You must have overheard also because I did not know that the mic is on, okay? You do understand why I love him. He just steals the show. I'm sure had his wife been here, she would have hugged him now, okay? Isn't it? He has always got away. Last year I was reading Chanakya, and in Chanakya, 10 pages, 10 to 12 pages are there when he started preparing Chandragupta Maurya to take over the Maurya dynasty. All those 10 pages he summarized today. But only difference is, it is not male Chandragupta, it is female Chandragupta. That is all. Is the only difference, okay? But then I hope he has not frightened her, right? He said that she has hope she will do. He has thrown her into water and now he is going to tell, hope she is going to swim. She has got to swim now because he himself has thrown her into water. Now he tells, hope she will do. What does it mean? It simply means she has got to do. It also simply means to every one of you people also that I am not going to be here, but it should appear as if I am here. He did not tell that. I am not going to be here. I have got to be, expanding the territory, like to Bombay, to Mumbai, to Bangalore, etc. But it should appear as if I am here. So everybody should know that Chanakya is here. All right? Good? So these points. Well, only one thing which I did not like, the way he told, all these days we have worked for ABET, we have worked for NAC, we have worked for NBA. That should stop. There is no need to work for it because your work should attract that. If we start working for that, the real work, what has got to be done, shall be forgotten. And that is where the middlemen will come and try to sit there. Let us work for the work, and the work shall work for what has got to be worked. That's all. Why should we be worried now? I'm sure Vignan has reached that state, that level, where the focus has got to be only on, as he mentioned, the goals. Remember, there should be bigger goals, not the wider goals. Goal post should not become wider so that you can kick the ball, it will get into goal. But the goal has got to be bigger, goal has got to be deeper. Therefore, playing has got to be more and more focused. That's all. And one man cannot play. Whether it is cricket, hockey, football, even if it is surgery, even if it is any job, military job, any job, it has got to be a team's work and team has got to be successful together. All right? Somebody finally may kick the ball into the goal, but enabling, empowering that person to kick the ball into the goal has got to be the effort of the entire team. I'm sure all of us, all of you, shall definitely play with the team spirit because in a team, naturally full back will not be visible, but the full back is the real backbone, isn't it? He will not be visible. All right? In the whole bargain, some people will try to steal the show. Okay. Their weakness is to always appear for a photograph in the visionary presence of Vice Chancellor, Chairman, etc., etc. But you should understand what Lord Vishveshwaraya once said, I do not want to shine in the presence of Maharaja. I do not want any photograph or any shining in the presence of Maharaja. Entire Mysore should know it is because of Vishveshwaraya. That should be the spirit in every one of you. In every one of us, we should have the spirit. Let us be here for 2 years, 3 years, but those 2 years I am here in this institution. Let us be here till next day, but till tomorrow this institution belongs to me. That is all, right? Till tomorrow this institution is mine. And once the feeling that the institution is mine is going to be there, you need not be worried about NAC, you need not be worried about NBA. In fact, whole Sunday yesterday, although I did not want, the entire, all Vice Chancellors of India pulled me. Okay? The whole discussion was happening in entire India, and whole discussion was also happening, keeping some Indian professors in America, although it was night, awakened. They were also in the whole meeting. In that, one institute director writes so beautifully, Lavu Rathaiah Garu, he writes, the NAC team which had come to my institution was a CGPA 4 type of team. I just shared that with Dr. Raghunathan yesterday and Dr. P.M.V. Rao also. The NAC team which had come, its CGPA was 4 and it was trying to assess a CGPA 9 institution. And I had a tough time, right? I had a tough time. After the results were notified, I saw minimum 62 institutions ahead of my institution, right? So under these circumstances, giving undue weightage, projecting undue everywhere, this is my rank, is rather a misbelief, is a misfit for a big institution. I want your institution to come to such a level, I am not bothered about rank. I am Vignan and people should join because I am Vignan. And on other day, I also very categorically spoke somewhere, I don't remember, maybe here or somewhere, I spoke, had he wanted, he could have called this institution as Laura University. Had he wanted, he could have called it as Lavu University. Right? Had he wanted. But then he called it as Vignan. He called it as Vignan, look at the nobility, and this nobility should definitely percolate down into everyone's heart. That is most important. If we understand, that's the most interesting thing. It is one of such speech only it dragged me to this institution. It was his mesmerizing, attractive speech which dragged to this institution. And thank God, I was not a female and I was also a married person. Otherwise, it could have brought a bad name to him. Okay, all right, thank God. But nevertheless, nothing would prevent me from loving this person because the type of targets, the type of goals, the type of philosophical things that he takes. He mentioned one beautiful thing. He said, temple cannot be sold. Temple cannot be purchased. He said that. Good, very good. But now, Dr. Lavu Rathaiah Garu also has got to go one step further to show that the trust is democratic. Though I know that trust is democratic within his heart, it also should now be displayed that trust is also more democratic, which I am sure, at least in my period, he shall demonstrate that. Trust is democratic. He shall definitely do that. He will not speak any of the things to see that the trust is just not a family trust. It is going to be the whole reason. Now you can see in the trust there is no blood. There is Kodalu also. Isn't it? Right? So that itself proves. Now, second point is Dr. Lavu Rathaiah Garu gave all useless reasons that God should give him grace period, etc. That is not at all necessary. That is not at all important. Dr. Lavu Rathaiah shall be present as an elderly advisor all the time, and a youngster should always be there. Without root, shoot has no value. And the greenness of the shoot is because of the strong root. And the root is always ancient. And shoot is always evergreen. It has got to be there. So he has got to understand that, well, death comes. Death has got to come to anybody, everybody. In fact, Abdul Kalam was ready to speak and he died. What can we do? Sushma Swaraj, Modi thought I have solved the problem of foreign ministry. Sushma Swaraj died. It happens, right? But I am sure Dr. Lavu Rathaiah Garu is not afraid of that. But Dr. Lavu Rathaiah Garu has got to focus on making Vignan the real Vignan. And your perspectives are very necessary. That has got to be done. Now, when he said that he would be busy outside, then as Vice Chancellor also I have got to follow him. Now already Hyderabad off-campus people are telling me that, sir, you are not at all coming, you are giving all your attention to all the faculty, all the members only in Vignan, you would talk to them individually, you will talk to them personally, you don't even come over here and spend 1 week at least. Therefore, I have to be in off-campus Hyderabad also, and then obviously I have got to be in Bangalore also. And in fact, on one lighter moment, Dr. Lavu Rathaiah Garu was telling me, because of you now I will go to Mysore also and I will keep you in Mysore also, he was telling me, right? So I have got to go. Why am I mentioning this is, I always believe in delegating the responsibility. And once I delegate the responsibility, all of you have understood, I shall not poke my nose unnecessarily. I don't want to, because I definitely want to review. I have my own methods of reviewing, and I have my own methods of cautioning you, but everyone should become a leader, because once the institution is going to cross 25,000 population or 30,000 population, single Vice Chancellor cannot do anything. It has got to be the school deans and the functionary deans who should take over the entire responsibility, right? Even when you see the story of Krishna Deva Raya, he delegated the responsibility. That is why the whole land was so, fertile land, okay, fertile kingdom. Same thing could be seen in any of the kings, any big king. So the school deans, functionary deans should become totally independent, should learn how to take over the responsibility, should definitely come and tell the Vice Chancellor, under this crisis I took this decision. You are not going to ask the Vice Chancellor whether the decision is right or wrong. If it is wrong, we will correct it. If it is right, we will strengthen it. That's all. That is not going to be a big issue. In fact, by doing the wrong things only we learn. But then we shall not do it purposefully. That is all. We shall not do it very purposefully. Very delicately he touched up on whatever has been happening in a neighboring institution. I shall not speak about it. I shall not make it a political agenda over here now. But then people should be aware wrongdoings cannot keep on happening infinite times, right? Somewhere there has got to be, right? In fact, everywhere it has been told, heaven is not somewhere there, heaven is not in Himalayas, hell or heaven is here only, and hell or heaven happens because of whatever you do, whatever we do. That's all. So simple, isn't it? So simple. Well then, management. What management has got to do? Management should not get involved with the day-to-day affair of the institution. Management has got to be very clear, because without management, the vertebral column of the institution shall not be strong. Therefore, the infrastructure, creating the infrastructure, ability to look into the far-fetched future of the institution, ability to gallop into that far-fetched horizon, should be the motto of the management, and the Vice Chancellor shall be the interfacing person between the management for this activity and the group of people who have got to get involved into this. Therefore, I am very strong. Dr. Meghna should understand that she is the right interface between elderly Dr. Lavu Rathaiah Garu and the younger generation over here to provide, to create that infrastructure which Dr. Lavu Rathaiah Garu is aware, but whatever Dr. Lavu Rathaiah Garu is aware of should get translated to Chief Executive Officer, because execution is in terms of expanding the entire infrastructure and strengthening the entire infrastructure. This is the most important thing, because the cost what gets in there is not an expenditure, it is an investment, and that investment obviously is like a root which goes deep and deep into the soil, and then we, all of us, can definitely enjoy the fruits of such strong roots. I am very sure the institution is going to have a very, very great, bright future, at least because it is called Vignan. All right? Thank you very much. All the best. Dr. Vidyasagar, Dr. Padmanabhan, our registrar, Dr. Raghunathan, all my colleagues, both from SEC Industries as well as from this place, and all budding technocrats over here. Good morning to all of you. See, Center of Excellence has an identity only when an excellent industry participates with your research activities. Here is the first time perhaps in this institute the real Center of Excellence is happening. Second time. First time was with Quayside, and second time this is happening over here. This is what, you cannot build up a lab and call yourself the Center of Excellence. Somebody has got to get associated, somebody has got to recognize, somebody has got to share their knowledge, somebody has got to share their expertise, and somebody should decide to hold your hand to push you all up. That is where the Center of Excellence has the meaning. Beautiful. The first time when I had been over there to SEC Industry, I was very positive on that day that definitely there is something going to happen in Vignan with SEC Industries. Vidyasagar, Padmanabhan and his entire team responded so positively, very well, that today we have been watching, today we have been seeing that the inauguration of this particular center. Now, second point, as Dr. Vidyasagar and as Dr. Padmanabhan narrated, all of you should have understood the barriers that you belong to electronics department, you are from computer science department, you are only from mechanical engineering department should stop. Because any engineering is only engineering. It doesn't mean it is only electronics engineering, it doesn't mean computer science and engineering. It does not mean, and nobody shall promote the foolish idea that only computer science people will get big jobs. In fact, tomorrow it is computer science people who will not get jobs, okay, unless you are engineer basically, unless you are tremendous problem solver basically, which comes from total awareness of the engineering problem and the commitment to solve it through engineering means. It obviously means a group working, and here is a laboratory which is not of electronics department, which is not of mechanical or not of robotics department, it is of engineering department. And SEC Industry primarily appears to be mechanical engineering, but now they are all in well as on the land. You have got to observe that. And third most important point, should not be in getting the first job. The first job will happen, but then you should be called for second job. Not that you go in search of second job. You should be called for second job, you should be called for third job, and you should have plenty of invitations for your third job, fourth job, till you retire or till you even die. till you die, you have got to be there. Even after your death, your mark should be there for all learners. So you have got to remind learners, don't just look at getting affiliated to this center with the concept of getting into somehow a job has got to happen. In fact, if a donkey also puts in its effort properly, I am sure even donkey will be placed somewhere. But then you are not donkeys. You have got to be horses. You have got to be horses and you have got to do that. And if you just believe getting a job is the end point of my life, you are unfit to take up the thinking jobs. These are all the jobs which require a lot of thinking, lot of commitment and lot of knowledge sharing. It is not the place for the people who believe in rat race. It is not for the people who just want to supersede somebody else to get into some job by some means. It is for the people who believe in group work. It is for those people who always get involved together to solve the problem, because what is important is the society of tomorrow, not your nation, not anybody, not your country, not your state, not your home. It is the society of tomorrow. It is the mankind of tomorrow. And that mankind which has got to get benefited tomorrow shall be only because of your efforts and shall be also because of your sacrifices. But then I am not going to ask for sacrifice like Gandhiji or like even Netaji, because nobody need to sacrifice. Your pockets will be full of your earning for whatever the efforts that you are going to put. Don't worry. I am sure this collaboration would flower, would blossom, would take the institution to a greater height. Let us both grow together. We will definitely grow together. And then each one of you should tomorrow become such people to hold an academic institution, to handhold an academic institution. Thank you very much.